if you got a kid and you don't have money and you don't, and hell, you might not even have money for gas, you know, and that's the thing in this country, in America, right? Is that we're living in poverty. Listen, I've been to a third world country where I've seen people who are really poor, right? But there's a difference between poor people in the Philippines and poor people here in America. A big difference. And one difference I noticed was this, is that no matter how poor they are, they always eat, and they always eat food, real food, right? When I say real food, I mean they don't squander the money that they hustle on donuts and candy and chips, all right? They hustle to eat. Unlike here in America, the poor, when you're poor here in America, you're poor because you don't have a flat screen TV, or you don't have a car, right? Because you have a roof over your head, you have you know, a bed, you have everything you need, everything, running hot water, AC, the whole nine, right? But the poor in these countries, they're not thinking about an AC. They're not thinking that they're poor because they can't afford an AC. They're poor because they can't afford to eat. And when you have to pay your electric bill over your water bill, or your water bill over your electric bill, or your rent over your electric bill, you pay your rent but you got no lights. And I find that even though the poverty in these countries, or at least in the Philippines, is really, it's humbling. But I visited the way these people live, and I've seen how happy they are. I see how close together they are. I see how happy they are. All 7 of them sleeping in one bedroom, on one mattress on the floor. As long as they have food and shelter, and they're warm when it's cold and cool when it's hot, these people are happy. And we're conditioned in this country to believe that if we don't have a TV, or we can't afford internet, we're poor. It's ridiculous. It's just so stupid. It don't make sense. And the fact that the poor in a third world country can hustle enough where they can feed 9 kids. I don't care how much I hustle in this country, I'll never make enough where if I gotta hustle and I'm poor, and when I say poor, I mean impoverished, okay? Below the poverty line, where a lot of people in this country are living, even those that make $10, $11, $12 an hour. You're not gonna tell me that's not barely living above the poverty line, because $10 an hour is about $150 or $200 a week above the poverty line, maybe even less. But no matter how much I hustle in this country, I could never feed 9 kids. And we have a third world country where if I lived there, I could hustle and make enough to feed my 9 children. It doesn't make sense, people, and we call this country rich. But one thing I noticed, that the American dollar has no value in this country, none. It's easier to come up with a dime in the Philippines, right? And buy a piece of bread, because you can buy a piece of bread in the Philippines with 10 cents or with 20 cents, right? So if you can buy a piece of bread with 20 cents, That's one kid that you got a piece of bread for. It's easier to come up with 20 cents than it is to come up with $4. And if you live in America, you got to come up with $4 to buy bread in some states.